Hello, girls. How are you? I'm Nadia
Hi.
from Argentina, and I want to tell you I am obsessed with the show. I was watching it,
Oh,
and,
thank you.
Thank you.
and one of the things I like the most is the way that you show love, especially in this part, this adulthood that the characters have. But I want to know how would your characters would define love in this part of their lives.
How would they define love in this part of their lives?
Yes.
I think Percy starts the season in a really interesting way because I think she kind of really doesn't put a lot of weight into love in her life. I think she kind of feels like she doesn't need it, or like she can outrun that feeling by, keeping super busy and kind of chasing these kind of meaningless connections. And I think a part of her journey is realizing how much she kind of wants love in her life and how important it actually is to her. So yeah, she definitely has a journey with love.
Yes.
Do you want us all to answer it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to go first? Okay, sure. Great. I think for Chantal, it's ever evolving and changing, and it's quite complicated, but I think it's a really fun journey for her love story for sure.
Yeah, and I think for Delilah, I think where like in the beginning where she is, I think it's kind of, I would call it superficial, empty, and surrounded by control on her end. I think that she's really trying to fight for something that she knows isn't necessarily for her. And I think that kind of, starts to show throughout her journey. And yeah, but I think like in the beginning, that's kind of that's what she's hiding from as well. I think she's kind of keeping herself busy and trying to do everything else except for confront the fact that, she might not have the love that she's wanted.
The three of your characters, I thought that it was so difficult for all of them to face their true feelings, especially on Delilah and Charlie. Why do you think it's so difficult for them to face all their feelings?
Yeah, I think it's, it goes back into childhood, like I think it just universally as humans, we are affected by our childhood. And I think that, they have this history. I think that she's really, she's always had this crush on Charlie, but she knows that he's not that good for her. She's seen him grow up and all the things that he's done. But yeah, I think that there's just a lot under the surface there that they haven't really confronted. And there's this like longing that they are kind of battling, Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's painful. I think it's, you kind of, I don't know I heard this somewhere, but it's like you kind of invite in the love that you feel like you deserve. And I think, yeah, that's definitely, I think, why Percy finds it so hard. And, also she's had there's a huge obstacle in the way of her and Sam and being able to talk about what happened and being able to feel love for him. So, yeah.
And for Chantal?
I think the most difficult person to be honest with sometimes is yourself, because you know that you're going to then have to do something about your honest feelings. And I think for Chantal, she had an idea of kind of what a perfect life would be, and it's starting to crumble because she realized that maybe that's just a thought she had as opposed to what she was actually feeling. And so I think it's just her facing that she's not been very honest with herself.
And another thing I love the most is the way that you face forgiveness, especially Percy, and their story. I think they affects all of people that they have with them. How important is forgiveness in this story?
Oh, feels like it's everything in this
everything,
story.
yeah.
Yeah. I think there's so much forgiveness that runs through so many relationships. I think Chantal kind of teaches Percy to forgive herself. I think there's a lot of forgiveness in the relationship between Delilah and Percy. And then, I think all of them are finding ways to also forgive themselves for their different reasons.
And I want to know, have you watched Off Campus?
Have we watched Off Campus? Oh,
I have not.
I haven't. I wanted to give myself a good stretch to sit down and watch it, but I love Ella Bright. I think she's incredible.
I want to know if you have to choose a character from Off Campus to bring it to every year after. Who would it be?
Ella's character, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Probably Ella's character, I would say.
Lovely. Thank you and congrats. It's my new obsession every year.
Thank you. It's lovely to meet you.